So not even a single day after the ceasefire deal reached between the United States and Iran was brokered, the entire deal has fallen apart. And here's what you need to know. So if you weren't already aware, yesterday, before Donald Trump set 8 p.m. Eastern Time deadline for the, quote, eradication of an entire civilization, Pakistani proxies on behalf of Iran came to the United States with a 10-point proposal for peace. And it was then decided that a 2-week ceasefire would be held to work out the specifics behind the negotiations of this peace proposal. And the two main trade-offs behind the 2-week ceasefire were that military action between the two nations, the US and Iran, would halt immediately, and that Iran would reopen the Strait of Hormuz. On Truth Social, Donald Trump said this was a workable basis upon which to negotiate. Well, it doesn't exactly seem like that's the truth. But before we continue, if you please consider subscribing to a 16-year-old political enthusiast who simply wants to contribute to the political conversation and forge a community of young, driven, like-minded individuals who care about our democracy and how we integrate ourselves into the future of our politics. Thank you, and now back to the video. The basis upon which the 2-week ceasefire deal was negotiated is precarious and tenuous, to say the least, with the specifics of the deal having not been exfoliated enough. And this was all but affirmed in an interview Vice President J.D. Vance had earlier today, calling the deal a fragile truce. Just take a look.
And that's exactly the agreement that we came to last night. The Iranians have agreed to open up the straits. The United States has agreed to stop attacking. And that, not just the United States, but also our allies, have agreed to stop attacking. And that is the basis of this fragile truce that we have, which is now, 8 to 12 hours old.
It also seems like America's partner in war crimes, Israel, wasn't worked in to the 2-week ceasefire deal that was negotiated, with Israel launching strikes against the Iran-backed Hezbollah, killing a staggering 182 people, which resulted in Iran closing, yet again, the Strait of Hormuz. And when Donald Trump was asked to give his take on Israel bombing Lebanon and killing nearly 200 people, he said that's a separate skirmish to deal with. Now let me ask you a question. Does our present situation seem like a decisive American victory in your eyes? Donald Trump, the so-called America First president, has spent over $28 billion waging this war in Iran, and has petitioned to spend even more money reserved for the welfare of the American people to continue fighting this senseless war in the Middle East. November 2026 could not come any sooner.